has taken its toll on communities across central New York this year, leaving many to wonder when will it end. Find out what a local health worker has to say about the weeks that lie ahead.
Now, from the EMC studio at Onondaga Community College, this is an ONTV update.
Good afternoon and welcome to ONTV Update. This is Friday, March 13th, and I'm John Einig.
And I'm Vanessa Satut. According to the New York State Department of Health, this flu season has put twice the amount of people in the hospital as compared to last year.
Even with springtime just around the corner, residents of Central New York aren't out of the woods just yet. ONTV Update's Nicole Martino found out that doctors are still concerned about the flu in March.
It can start with something as simple as a sore throat or a stray cough. The flu creeps its way into our everyday lives, and often it's not only the symptoms that victims worry about.
The worst part is like missing school or missing work and having to make up for everything. And it's like so stressful, like you're sick and then on top of that you're stressed.
Clinics across central New York saw more patients walking through their doors this year with flu symptoms. The CDC blames a mutation in the virus that rendered the vaccine less than 25% effective, keeping doctors on their toes.
It is certainly not over yet.
Physician's assistant Melissa Thomas says that the flu reached epidemic status across central New York and that more cases are still expected in the coming weeks.
Typical flu season can be anywhere from October to May, but we really saw a peak in December and January.
During those peak months, more than 1,250 people were hospitalized with serious cases of the flu. Doctors are stressing that personal protection is important.
All it takes are a few simple actions, such as washing your hands to reduce your chances of getting infected.
We're starting to see some decrease in those numbers of cases. However, they're still pretty high. It's still quite widespread, but I'm hoping that, yes, with time we'll have some healthier individuals out there.
For now, Central New Yorkers are taking things in stride. In Onondaga, I'm Nicole Martino on TV Update.
If you suspect you might have the flu, please call your doctor. Common symptoms include coughing, fever, sore throat, and chills.
Narcolepsy is a condition where the brain can't regulate sleep cycles and results in frequent daytime sleepiness. Zachary George gives us an in-depth look on this condition.
For most students here at OCC, the week of daylight saving time is an inconvenience, the loss of an hour of sleep. For 200,000 Americans, narcolepsy is a problem year-round with serious consequences.
Lack of sleep can impair your ability to learn, but too much sleep can result in anxiety, low energy, and memory problems. According to narcolepsynetwork.org, only 25% of all cases have been diagnosed. On average, it takes over 7 years of onset symptoms before being deemed narcoleptic. Do you feel you're not in control of yourself and you're falling asleep in classes? This may be a telltale sign you have narcolepsy.
I've had it for a while, and I tried telling my doctor, and he didn't do anything about it, and finally I got into a car accident. And so then the DMV got involved, and they assigned me a doctor to go to. And so I saw him, and they had me go do a sleep study, see what was going on.
Mitch's car accident was a big reason he was finally diagnosed with narcolepsy. He hopes others will learn from his story and call a doctor before they get behind the wheel. From Whitney Hall, I'm Zachary George for ONTV Update.
If you're experiencing any type of sleep trouble, be sure to contact your local healthcare provider or call OCC's Health Services at 315-498-2599.
Public conversations like police brutality have been trending for months. OCC is encouraging people to share their opinions in a public forum. ONTV's Elena Ciro shares a new way voices can be heard.
The Office of Student Leadership and Engagement has been working on a project for months. A project that not only incorporates the students attending OCC, but also the community that surrounds them. They're calling them Town Hall Conversations.
We're trying to get it once a month. Students can meet up with a panel discussion and meet with their peers and talk about different issues regarding race, gender inequality, and different issues that affect students.
People from all over Central New York are invited to visit Onondaga Community College for this experience and to spread awareness.
Students should know that this is a safe discussion area, so it's moderated in a fashion that people will not have to feel afraid to speak up and definitely have their opinions heard in a reasonable fashion.
Town Hall Conversations will be happening once a month in Storer Auditorium at 4:00 p.m. Flyers have been posted around the OCC campus, but for more information, you can always go online at sunyocc.edu. For ONTV Update, I'm Elena Ciro.
And if you can't make the event, the conversations will be streamed live on the Student Association website.
The OCC Music Department has two choirs, the Concert Choir and the OCC Singers. Rebecca Gillette tells us how these groups are giving back to the community.
Since OCC Singers is a smaller, more select group, they are able to perform for more than just the college. Director Dr. David Rodari describes what it was like to perform for the St. Camillus Nursing Home.
That was a lot of fun. The residents, if you look back, while you're singing, or while you guys looked out while you were singing, you saw people rolling in their wheelchairs, tapping their feet, singing along. There was one lady supposedly conducting with me.
The members of the group like to perform for the community to show what the college's music department has to offer.
What I like best about performing for the community outside of Onondaga is that we get to show other people what music really is and how well Onondaga as a community college portrays music to us and makes us learn different things.
Families of students who live on campus can't always make it to the concerts, so Dr. Adari reminds the students to connect with the audience as if it were their family.
So they're performing for people who look like, sound like, act like their families, and who will at the drop of a hat come over and give you hugs because they really appreciate the performance that you're giving. So it's family in a different context. It's giving back to people who don't have the opportunity to go to things.
This causes the members to spend time together and become a family of their own. From the Academic 2 building, Rebecca Gillette, ONTV Update.
If you're interested in seeing the OCC Singers perform, their first concert is Sunday, May 3rd in the Storer Auditorium at 3 p.m.
With spring just around the corner, it might be time to stock up on propane for those patio grill cookouts or RV camping adventures. Larry Berg shows us how to get the fires burning.
There's a couple of ways you can buy propane and a couple of things you should know about it.
The most popular way of buying propane is in 20-pound cylinders or tanks. These are what most patio grills are designed to use, as well as most small to mid-size RVs. Basically, you have two choices. You can swap your empty tank for a pre-filled one at one of the many exchange cages in the area, or you can find some place that will fill your tank while you wait. I asked Don Blanding of Blanding Hardware in Bridgeport which way he would do it.
I get $16.73 generally for a 20-pound cylinder. As to if you go to a swap one, you're generally going to pay $22 to $24, and generally they will put in 15 pounds instead of 20, which you will see if you read the label on the cylinder.
Each of these choices has distinct advantages. For the tank swap, it is relatively quick. The exchange cages are in many locations across the area, and you receive a clean and inspected tank. The advantages of getting your old tank filled up while you wait are less overall cost, receiving more propane in your tank, and keeping your own tank.
So when buying propane, it may come down to convenience or value. In Bridgeport, I'm Larry Berg for ONTV Update.
Thank you, Larry. Blanding says his cost for propane hasn't gone up over the past 2 years, unlike oil and gas. The 33rd annual Syracuse St. Patrick's Day Parade kicks off Saturday, March 14th at noon. The parade is named one of the 10 best in the nation. It travels through downtown and is a celebration of all things Irish, a tradition since 1983. The parade attracts thousands of Central New Yorkers. This year's theme is March into Spring. Be sure to arrive early to get parking and good view. For details about the parade, go to Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade.org. Could mean a loss in motivation, a drop in self-confidence, and an inability to complete projects.
Alexis Cabrera takes a closer look at a type of depression you might not even realize you're suffering from.
My experiences have been amazing. I love my professors. All of the students are super outgoing. We do things outside of class together, which is really great. We go to movies together, we go to lunch together. It's really fun. When you get along with the people that you go to school with, you do better at everything in your life.
It's been a good experience. I've had a lot of fun, did a lot of work, learned about a lot of new things. I learned about hardware, software, basically electronics and computers at a much grander scale, involving both software and hardware. It's a good college. If you are in the technology department or you're in the Whitney building, I would say that's a good place.
My name is Nicholas Holderski, and I am a math science major here at Onondaga Community College. When I first got here, I barely had any driving experience. It was a really great opportunity for me to come down here in the beginning of September, I believe, and it was great for me to drive here every day when the snow started to fly. It's nice having your own car and being able to go out with your friends whenever you want to. I've met some really wonderful people here, and especially for somebody who's a younger driver, somebody who's just learning, it's really just a great experience to have.
They say nothing beats seeing something amazing for the first time. Whether it be a good book you read, or a song you heard, the Barnes & Noble bookstore will make sure to amaze you. Especially if it's your first time. Come visit us today. Visit our website, onondagacc.bncollege.com, for more information.
Welcome back. Hopefully the weather is becoming more pleasant.
Giving us the latest weather forecast is Alexis Cabrera.
Hello everyone, I'm Alexis Cabrera with your forecast for today all the way through to Tuesday. 45 degrees is how we kick off our Friday morning. Tons of sunlight sharing the sky with a few clouds. On to the forecast today, Friday, we have some sunshine and we have some clouds, but expect a beautiful day nonetheless. High around 45 degrees. The evening low today will be 34 on until tomorrow. On until tomorrow, Saturday, we're looking at a wet day, starting with some steady light rain in the morning and showers continuing on into the afternoon. Expect a high of 42, leading into 34 overnight. On to Sunday, where we hit snow. Some light snow during the morning will give way to snow showers during the afternoon. 37 degrees for our forecast high, 27 degrees overnight. On into the week, Monday morning greets us with a high 45 degrees, slightly cloudy. Into the night we go with a low of 32 degrees, mainly cloudy with a mixture of rain and snow showers developing late in the afternoon. But Tuesday is the day I want you all to look out for, 34 degrees and cloudy with some snow showers. Watch out for those winds reaching 20 to 30 miles per hour with a low of 19 degrees. So winter isn't coming, it's here. And that means heavier coats, gloves, and for some, extreme changes in mood and behavior.
According to USA Today, each year Syracuse has the highest average snowfall of any metropolitan area in the United States. Winter brings less sun, more clouds, and according to some studies, even mood swings.
So in the spring and the summer, we know that we have more light. People's moods tend to be a little bit more elevated, whereas in the winter months, students, and not just students, but people in general, suffer from things like, they call it cabin fever, which is a form of depression.
The clinical term is seasonal affective disorder, and for people like Darren Peichel, this time of year can be specifically stressful.
I feel worried about my future, not much about the present. I feel stressed out during winter. I feel lonely because it's cuffing season.
Obviously, the feelings Darren described aren't hard to relate to. Some would even say it's the average college student.
This winter, I felt more tired.
Enlightened. Motivated.
Free. Frozen.
So obviously seasonal affective disorder doesn't affect everyone, but for those of you who are feeling down, studies have shown that when you are exposed to more light, you do tend to feel better. In fact, for people suffering from seasonal affective disorder, the treatment is just that, bright light therapy. If you struggle with continuous depressive symptoms, or for more information on seasonal affective disorder, visit the National Institute of Mental Health's website for help.
March is National Women's History Month. Dating back to March 8, 1957, the month is dedicated to those female factory workers in New York City who staged protests over poor working conditions. It wasn't until 1981 that Congress established March as a month dedicated to women's history. Here at OCC, the college takes part in celebrating Women's History Month by hosting a series of ongoing events for the month of March. With me today, I have Ms. Lisa D. Simmons, Assistant to the Associate Vice President, Enrollment Development. Welcome to ONTV, Lisa.
Thank you.
Okay, so for starters, I want to ask you, what does Women's History Month mean to you?
It's a month of empowerment. It's a reminder to let us know that everything that we as women do contribute to the overall good of society and mankind, as well as recognize that except for we ride on the shoulders of those before us, that we wouldn't be where we are today. But at the same time, it's also a reminder that the future is still here and we've got to keep moving and doing better.
Okay. And how do you translate your feelings regarding Women's History Month here on campus?
I would say most of it is just being a mentor, letting students know that they can make it. And when I say students, it's not just my female students, it's my male students as well. They're part of the process, they're part of the movement as well. So being a mentor and letting them know what they need to do, how to do it, and how to get there is important.
Okay. And are there, like, because of the events that are going on this month, would you say that other people other than OCC students are allowed to attend?
Oh, absolutely. Women's History Month really is a collective effort. Everyone has to take part in Women's History Month. And when I say has to, I don't mean it from a mandatory standpoint, but I'm talking about embracing the concept of what Women's History Month is all about. And so yes, all of the activities are open to anyone that wants to take part and appreciate.
Okay. And what do you say is the overall goal for OCC in promoting Women's History Month, and what do you want for the people who come to the events to take part?
I think if we can take a stance that anyone that comes to the events gleans something from them, whether it's knowledge that they didn't know before, whether it's a feeling of empowerment and self-worth, whether it's I want to take part in letting others know or do something to let other people know how important the month is, then I think we've done our job.
Okay. And would you say a lot of people attend these events, whether there would be students that attend OCC or people in the outside community?
I would love to say each event is sold out, but that's not the case. But we're getting there. I think as we move forward, there are going to be some events that people are going to readily enjoy, and there's going to be others that we probably will have to coerce some students to attend. But ideally, the more we make this part of our natural routine, it'll be routine for students to attend as well.
Okay. Well, I'd like to thank you so much, Lisa, for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so it is not too late to take a part of the activities happening this month. There are several events left that you may attend. And there's a list of these posters around campus.
Helping students explore, discover, and transform, the Onondaga Community College Career Applied Learning Center, also known as CAL, assists students in gaining hands-on experience to complement their academic studies. The center also offers employment services to assist students in preparing to market themselves to potential employers and transfer schools. The CAL Center is located in the Ferrante Hall, room 262, can be reached at 315-498-2585.
When we come back, Emmanuel Henderson will update us on the Lady Lasers basketball, as well as OCC men's lacrosse.
I am Jim Spagnola. I am a percussionist. I did a lot of marching band and a lot of percussion ensemble in high school, and I decided to audition here as one of my schools out of high school. The new building is a far cry better than where we were before. The percussion room was about a third of the size of this room, and it also doubled as half the storage we had access to. The percussion studio has a very strong bond between members, and it's a great program to be a part of.
The summer after I graduated from OCC, I came back because there was an EOP program taking students who had just come out of high school and kind of transitioning them into college life. The students lived in the dorms, and then they went to classes and then got tutoring. So even after I graduated, I was able to come back and still be involved and help the next class of students be successful. Because even when I went to school afterwards, when I went on for the bachelor's and for the master's, you really don't find as much support anywhere else as you do at OCC.
I am in the choir. I'm in the concert choir and OCC singers. And Dr. Dari is a great, great, great conductor. He really wants to know you and your personality, where you come from. He just really cares about us, and it shows. As soon as I joined the choir, I was talking to people at the auditions. People here, they're not afraid to say hi, my name is, and really get to know you. OCC is like your second home. I really feel like I have a family here.
It's that time again, finals! And after finals, it's Christmas! But before Christmas, it's Christmas shopping! We don't have time to go somewhere far away to do our Christmas shopping, but not to worry, you have the OCC Barnes & Noble College bookstore! Books aren't the only thing you can find here. In fact, there's a gift for everyone. From beautiful warm hoodies of all sizes to new backpacks, shirts of all colors, Christmas gifts, and even supplies for next semester. So don't be a Scrooge this Christmas. Be the life for the holidays. Come down to the OCC bookstore located in the Whitney Atrium. Open normal business hours. See website for details.
Welcome back. I'm Emmanuel Henderson, and this is your sports update. As the basketball season comes to an end, the OCC lacrosse team is hard at work, preparing to make a bid for their 7th straight national title. Players tell our Brandon Curtis they're confident about the future.
The Lasers are coming off a 2014 campaign that saw them take an undefeated record into the national championship game, where they then handled Nassau Community College by a score of 12-7. That was in May, and now almost 10 months later, as they begin preparation for another title run, expectations are as high as ever.
Basically, this program, no matter who's on the roster, the expectation is always just like another national championship. So just make it 7 straight.
Despite losing some key contributors from last year's championship-winning squad, the Lasers are confident in the ability of their freshman scorers and defensive veterans.
I feel like we're really balanced. I mean, we have our entire defense coming back besides our goalie, and offensively, we're replacing some people, but a lot of kids are really stepping up.
Lasers head coach Chuck Wilbur is especially pleased with the depth of this year's roster. A roster he thinks is perfectly capable of winning another one of these, a 2015 NJCAA National Championship.
And we have an offense that's new, but they're also a group of guys, a lot of them transferred in from Division I schools, so they've been around the block and played college lacrosse, so there's some experience there. I think it's, for the most part, a veteran group up and down the roster. And when you have that with the talent you have at the junior college level, I think that's the biggest factor.
Reporting from SRC Arena at Onondaga Community College, for ONTV Update, I'm Brandon Curtis.
You can catch the Lasers in action tomorrow as they host Hartford Community College at 1:30 p.m. right here at Onondaga Community College. Moving to basketball, the Lady Lasers fell to the Mohawk Valley Hawks 88-66 in the regional finals at the SRC Arena, snapping an 18-game winning streak. Now the nationally ranked Lasers, falling to the Mohawk Valley Hawks, ends their tournament. The nationally ranked Lasers losing to the Mohawk Valley Hawks ends their tournament hopes and their season. Coach Mike Wheeler states the team was disappointed.
To lose, and expectations were high, and we didn't play all that great, but not taking anything away from Mohawk Valley. They played a great game. They defended really well against us, and the better team won.
The Lasers shot 29% with 8 turnovers, and star player Brittany Anderson only had 6 points, all coming from the free throw line. Onondaga sophomore guard Jen Duell says that
I thought that they played really hard defense and took us out of our offense sets, so I think we should have adjusted more. I know that they face guarded our best player, 23, Brittany Anderson, and as soon as they face guarded her, she sort of shut down. We didn't set any screens for her or anything.
Even though the Hawks Lasers lost this year, the team plans to spend its postseason practices gearing up for the 2015-16 season. That's your sports news this morning.
There have been many cases of the measles reported, and parents are concerned for their child's safety.
Coming up, is your child vaccinated? Why are Americans talking so much about vaccinations? See how one pediatric office right here in Central New York is handling the issue of unvaccinated children.
I love the new music wing we have here at Onondaga.
I love the small class sizes.
I love the affordability.
I love the convenience.
Career opportunities.
The diversity.
Our campus.
The great community. I love Onondaga.
I love Onondaga.
I love Onondaga. I love Onondaga.
I'm a human services major with a concentration in social work. I love my major because it is giving me the skills and abilities and knowledge to be able to help people in crisis. The academics are great. They're challenging. Choir is great because you are with music majors and non-music majors, and we all come together to make music. Dr. Rodari is very good at making you feel listened to, and he obviously cares. He is interested in you, not just as a student, but you as a human being.
So since I've started at OCC, I've seen an immense improvement in my photography work. All the teachers at OCC are very professional in the way they teach and in the way they handle the classroom. In my basic photography class, the teacher really encouraged hands-on work. Because of the photography program at OCC, I have something to look forward to.
Looking for things to do this week? Upcoming community events include the 33rd Annual St. Patrick's Parade. It is Saturday, March 14th, beginning at noon downtown.
The Syracuse Crunch goes against the Bridgeport Sound Tigers, Sunday, March 15th at 3 p.m. The games are played at the Onondaga War Memorial at 800 South State Street. Contact SyracuseCrunch.com.
The Central New York Playhouse is holding its 2015 musical auditions at Shoppingtown Mall. Auditions take place Monday, March 16th and run through Wednesday, March 18th. Auditions take place between 7 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. For more information, go to info@cnyplayhouse.com.
The 2015 Home and Garden Show runs Thursday, March 19th through Saturday, March 22nd at the New York State Fairgrounds. The show starts at 2 p.m. and goes until midnight daily. Adult admission is $6, seniors $7, and 16 and under are free. A $12 weekend pass is also available. Welcome back to ONTV Update. I'm Vanessa Satut.
And I'm John Einig. The anti-vax movement is still ongoing. Since January, there has been 154 cases of the measles reported all across the U.S., and those most concerned are parents.
Parents that don't vaccinate their children should not be legal to send their children into school to make my child sick.
In the past few years, the number of measles have increased. In 2014 was the highest number in the U.S. in decades. At 644 cases, the CDC says that most were unvaccinated.
Parents are concerned with the side effects of vaccines and some of the misinformation that's available both in written form and on the internet with regards to the vaccines causing sequelae and problems after the receipt of the vaccines, such as autism, seizures, and other problems. However, the majority of those issues that have been persistently present on the internet have been basically rebuked.
Many doctors are laying out strict policies for those who do not get their kids vaccinated.
Our policy at our practice is that if a parent does not want to vaccinate their child at all, we inform them that we unfortunately will not be able to care for their child.
Many pediatric offices follow the same guidelines as they do here at Summerwood, but Amanda is more concerned about school policies across the country.
Luckily, my child has entered a school where parents weren't careless and actually took their children to get their shots.
You can learn more about vaccinations on the official website for Center for Disease Control.
In 1889, Auburn Prison became known for carrying out the first execution by electric chair. Housing some of the most famous inmates in the country, it's no surprise the prison gains on an intimidating reputation. Here's Casey Engel with more.
Auburn Correctional Facility is one of the oldest running maximum security prisons in the country. The massive cement walls surrounding the prison can be just as intimidating as the inside. On November 4th, 1970, former Superintendent Thomas Poole saw just how terrifying the prison really is.
On November 4th, I was in bed around 7 o'clock, the phone rang, and I immediately knew it was a riot. You know, before I even picked up the phone, they told me to get into work, and I arrived there probably within about 20-25 minutes. I was there, and the riot was already in progress.
A riot broke out, leaving inmates in control of over 90% of the prison, and with over 30 hostages. And for Poole, who was a correctional officer at the time, the riot would leave an everlasting impression.
There's still parts of the riot that I cannot tell people about, because when I do, I get so emotional that and this is, you know, since 1970 and to this day, there's parts of the riot that if I even try to explain it to people, I tear up, I just can't do it.
For most people, the prison is just something they drive by on the way to work. But for the people that have been inside, these walls serve as a monument of emotions. It's easy to forget what goes on behind the walls of the Auburn Correctional Facility. Next time you're in the area, take a moment to thank the men and women who sacrifice their own safety to keep these criminals locked up. At Auburn Prison, I'm Casey Engel for ONTV Update.
If you find yourself in the Auburn area, be sure to drive by Wall Street to see the historic prison walls yourself.
Incidents of sexual harassment have been an ongoing issue on college campuses across the country for many years. ONTV reporter Connor Halton has the latest on how Onondaga Community College is reaching out to victims of abuse.
Onondaga Community College has released a Title IX website as part of a SUNY-wide effort to combat sexual harassment on college campuses. While reports at OCC have been fairly modest, Coordinator Anastasia Ertz said any offenses have been taken very seriously.
What we do see is more relationship types of issues than we see sort of workplace harassment or actual sexual assault types of issues. So they're all of concern to us. They're very serious issues when they come up.
Title IX as a law was established in the 1970s, but the website was created to guide victims to the help they need.
Very recently, in the last year, there has been some additional statutory development that creates more requirements for college campuses, both to track certain kinds of offenses, things that can happen to people, and to provide additional education to the campus community. So the website is intended to bring together both the legal guidance that has come out and also a major initiative SUNY-wide.
Here on the Onondaga campus, there's a counseling center to any student that has been targeted or victimized of a sexual harassment. The campus also works closely with Vera House in the community. For your ONTV update, I'm Connor Halton.
Any student who is a victim or knows someone who is a victim of sexual harassment can call Title IX Coordinator at 315-498-2629 or visit the Counseling Center located in room 230 of the Coulter Library.
Nearly 117,000 people are hurt each year driving on slippery roads in the winter. Troopers say many of those crashes can be prevented. On TV update, Paul Turner has a few tips to keep you on the road and out of trouble.
A driver slides off the road into a ditch. A mail truck needs to get towed back onto the road. A few typical emergencies that police see every winter in central New York.
People who have four-wheel drive especially, I think there's a myth that, hey, I just put the press the button four-wheel drive and I can go anywhere. Yeah, and believe it or not, I think if I had to do a research, I think you'd see more four-wheel drives getting involved in crashes.
Trooper Jack Keller's crew in Troop D responded to 273 crashes on 81 last year. Nearby on 481, there were 71 crashes. In more than half of those crashes, drivers were ticketed for going too fast.
In case you ever get stuck on the side of the road waiting for help, the DMV recommends keeping a safety kit in your trunk, including a scraper, bag of sand or kitty litter for traction, some flares, small shovel, flashlight, and some tools.
A can of gas or jumper cables, a jack, anything, fix a flat. There's a whole bunch of things that you can buy and purchase that'll get you set up for any scenario in a car.
Chris Polina drives 20 minutes to work each day, hoping he never needs to open his trunk for help. If he does, he's ready. In Syracuse, Paul Turner, ONTV Update.
If you'd like to know how to keep yourself safe on the roads, you can visit safeny.ny.gov for more tips on winter driving.
Alexis Cabrera is back now with the weekend weather forecast. Alexis, how's it look?
It's going to be an all right week, and actually today we're going to be looking at a high of 45 with a low of 34. Sun's out, so it's going to be a good day. Tomorrow, though, it's going to be a rainy day with light snow, high of 42, low of 34. Sunday's the day that a lot of people are going to want to stay home. It's going to be cold at night with a low of 27, and in the morning, a high of 43.
Sounds good to me. I'll stay home Sunday. Well, that does it for this week's ONTV Update. I'm John Einet.
And I'm Vanessa Satut. Be sure to join us again next week for ONTV Update.